Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Coach Speak by R, powered by Ustride. Today, I want you to meet our guest, a seasoned marketing and operations leader with an impressive 18 years of track record with B2B as well as B2C environments. Known for crafting business strategies and seamlessly executing them, he has made a significant stride in the regional business planning, costing, action plan development, and much more. As the founder of Mac Academy, he revolutionizes business development strategies and creates an impact in India and beyond. Today, I want each one of you and myself to welcome Mathew, the founder of Mac Academy. Welcome, Mathew. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, Ms. Alvina, for these kind words. Good to hear from you. And
It's a pleasure
I think,
having you.
yeah,
So,
thank you so much.
I wanted to ask you that what drew you in the field of, your passion has evolved over time, of course. So, what was the inspiration behind Mac Academy?
Okay, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, maybe from my college days, or maybe something was triggering me from my childhood itself. I always wanted to set something for myself. And when it comes to Mac Academy as such, I always wanted to start a business. I was not sure what to go with. But when I was connected to one of the prominent design schools based out of Pune, when I started to work for them from the scratch, that's where I realized there is so much of a potential for design as a career option to go with. And then I realized when I was interviewing some of the students for the studio test and stuff, I was amazed by the talents what I saw. And that's where I thought of going. Why do I go to a common ground where I'm a good consultant for that matter. So I was thinking in terms of consultancy. So I didn't want to choose the same path I wanted to everybody chooses. So I want to go out of the way. I want to explore something, and design is something I'm passionate about also. So I thought of
Right.
choosing developing an idea of getting into design as a career as such. Now I was thinking, how do I go? I'm not a designer by profession. Now, how will I start it off? Then this idea of preparations for NID and nift came into picture. I was associated with many designers as a part of my previous job. I was amazed with their work. That's how the idea of Mac triggered. And this is an area which has high potential, and people can make a good career out of it. That's where this Mac idea came into the role.
Great. So, when we speak about Mac Academy and we speak about businesses, whether B2C or B2B, wherever you cater your services, what are the strategies that you adopt and how is it different from the other sectors of business?
See, generally speaking, people are in education sector. People are not service oriented as such. To be things, they
Yeah.
are much of a money oriented. To be precise, there are people who are really good. They are passionate about what they do. But what generally I've seen is people are more of a money oriented, which has led them to a downfall. Maybe some of the prominent giants. I don't want to name anything. Prominent giants would have fallen down because of that. I want to
Yes.
strategize. I'm very, very passionate about my business. I want to give them the best in this thing. So I've bought a mixed blend of expert faculties and industry professionals in this, so that people are learning what it takes in the real world. People are not aware what it takes in the real world. So I'm giving them an experience of a real time experience from an expert who has done extremely good. I'm using my network in this industry, plus people who are certain areas where the teachers can only guide them. So I'm using the mixed blend of the teachers plus professionals from industry. Maybe I believe so that is making us stand out for sure. And I believe that would get us results in future as well.
Perfect, perfect. Very well reiterated the fact that training is so underrated. However, in the long run, training is something because then it's again knowledge and skill enhancement, which helps an individual and goes a long way. So I completely resonate with that answer of yours. So could you walk us through the process? I'm sure trainings are flexible. They require a lot of preparation, and of course, costing being one factor of it. So, what is the process that you implement for an action plan strategy?
Okay. See, when it comes to NID or the league I belong to, the NID preparations of nift preparations, what we need is a lot of practice and professional guidance, because they need to think like a designer as such. So what we adopt is we do a lot of workshops to be involving some of the experts from the industry, make them uh, think do things which is happening in the industry as such. So they are well versed with the idea of how the design is worked out, and that's how we plan that out, and that would make them a better professional as such. Because when you go for the interviews with NID, and they don't want good artists, they actually want people with good ideas as such. They know what it takes uh, to be a creative guy as such. So the thinking process is very important. That's where I get in these experts from industry. They change the thinking of these people, not building that artists as such. We are making them good thinkers, or good people who can create new ideas, or be creative about what they do. So that is as help, or that is the process we follow, so that by the time they finish a training with us, they are a great professional, or great thinker, or great creative people, I would call it. That's how we are structured our training, I would call it. And that's where the role of professionals from industry has played. They make them think like designers, I would say, before they get into a design school. So that's the process we
Amazing.
follow.
Thinking
Yeah.
is very important. And when you look at thinking and creativity, these two aspects, like you mentioned, so who are the students who qualify when they come to you?
See, generally speaking, I would give it a fair chance to anybody who has finished their 12th, or who are in their 12th to go with. I always have an elimination in terms of, I have an expert association of people from NID NIF. So we have an entry level filtering to be done, because some people follow not their passion, just because his friend is doing something he wants to join it. So we have a filtering process to go with the help of experts. We have this filtering process. People go through this process, because I'm not, as I said, it is not money oriented business. I want the, because design as that it looks very fancy, but it's not easy. So
Absolutely.
because you spend 2 years with us, and it shouldn't look like, okay, I've wasted my time. So I make it a point. I have a filters done. I would get that evaluated, and I have a one-to-one session with the students to say, this is what I say. Tell them this is what we have analyzed. Maybe you can be a better engineer than to be a designer, or you can be a better doctor than to be a designer. But still, I give it you an option. This is what my assessment is, because I can't stop him right away, because I would be killing my own business. But I am
Yes.
very transparent in the way I portray myself. It is very clear. The communication is very clear from our part, and people know where they're heading towards, and they know where they stand as well. And we try to put more effort. If it was in spite of that, people come into the system, we try to put more effort on them, and to make them creatively good. The thinking process is changed. Probably sometimes it has come in given us better results. There are people who are passionate and hardworking. It has given us better results also.
Absolutely. So, speaking about passion, so I'm not talking about individuals right now. I want to speak to you about it. So, you are very passionate about your field and about your business, that's Mac Academy. So, what was the vision behind the academy?
As I said, I always want to produce a good professional to the industry as such. That is a thought process, because I choose design and fashion as a career, because that was niche, and it is untouched upon area, because not many players in this industry are there. The initial thought was to get a good professional out of it. And thankfully we have our country has so much of a talent, only they need exposure. So what we have made sure that with our expert guidance and time, we are able to get good professionals or get people who are very good with their creative skills and fashion sense also.
Right. Now, fashion being a booming industry and design thinking as well. So, what are the key components or what are the core components that you believe in where these two fields are concerned?
See, creativity is a key, and anything and everything you and me nowadays use is a fashion thing. Anything you go and pick from a supermarket, the first thing what attracts you is the look of it. Then only we will look at the budget of it, for that matter. So
Yeah.
that means that has a potential. Only thing is, it should be budget oriented. Should be affordable to anybody. So this industry is evolving like anything, and this is creating more of a job opportunity for people also, because they here I would, the literal term I would use it, you are chasing your passion, which is making your career out of it, and there is no limit as such in terms of the revenue as such. It can start from the basics, but there is a high potential. There are people who deal in millions and crores altogether in 1 or 2 years of their career if they are good with their business.
Right. So, that you gave us a great anecdote about the costing, like what you see is your first impact, and then after that comes the other strategies that an individual needs to implement to purchase that particular product. So, speaking about fashion, it's very difficult to keep up with the trend or what is going on, and of course you have to be creative with it. So how do you stay updated with the latest trends?
No, as far as I am concerned, I look at something what is trendy as such. I follow some of the famous designers across the globe or India. I tend to mark that up and what is suitable, but because fashion is not about just following something, it is all
Yes.
about what suits you the best. Also matters, because that's how you look presentable. It's all about the whole thing of having to be fashion oriented is also about how you present yourself. So I implement what suits me the best, or my family suit, whatever suits them the best, we follow that, and we try to be trendy on par what the industry requisite says.
Amazing. So you must be handling different teams, and you have a team of people who work under you. So, how is it working across diverse platforms and diverse backgrounds with different types of individuals?
Okay. Me as a professional, I never wanted to be a boss sort of thing. I want to give a friendly atmosphere for everybody and anybody. I want to create an atmosphere in my office where people should feel like coming to the office. Okay, she shouldn't be like, he shouldn't be seeing, looking at me, boss, aa gaya, he has come again. No, it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
In throughout my career, I started off at a junior manager. Throughout my career, I maintained that I would call it a style where I'm convenient for everybody to work with. I've never made any rift in my careers with my fellow mates. I always had a happy ending. Many of my fellow mates always contact me because I was cordial to them. I was making their atmosphere convenient. And the other aspect of it is I want them to own their responsibilities. The hindsight of it is that, so they should volunteer themselves and they should do the job. I shouldn't be dictating them, ki, boss, you have to do this and you have to do that. They should volunteer. They should feel as if it's my business, it's my responsibility. That's how I've created an atmosphere in my, and wherever I work. That's how we are able to create. I'm getting along. I never have an attrition rate at all. Maybe wherever I've resigned myself, that's where people have resigned after me. So what I've seen is the same I'm maintaining here as well. So I've maintained the team really well. I gel with them really well. I have good jovial chats with them. When it is required, when I need to be serious about it, I am serious about it. But otherwise, I tend to be friendly with them for that matter. So that has created
Amazing.
a good pool of professionals around me.
It's always good to have a flexible and a very compatible work environment, because if it makes you happy, then productivity is obviously there with everyone in the team, not only a particular person. So, yes. So, my next question is that cross department, we all work with a lot of people from each department. So, how to work in an optimal way, cross departmental management. Can you share some light on it?
See, I have a separate set of meetings for different department. I said there are the head of the department who would gather at one point of the time. Otherwise, with I have a set of meetings with everyone. Everybody is assigned with certain targets or certain work to go with. So generally speaking, they do that. I What I do is I sit with them. Just I understand the progress, what it is going. Wherever if I need to pitch in something from my end, I put it as an idea to them, not rather than just correcting them. I try to analyze where they stand, what have been put across. So what I do is I put an idea across, if this can be put that way. So, but I make it a point. I have a periodic monitoring happening. Then only it can be done on a timely manner, on an effective manner. That's how I structure it across throughout my journey, so that it is more effective, and things are happening in time as well, because time bound work is very important for us.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, when we speak about cross department, another question that came up to my mind right now was, when we speak about B2C and B2B, it's a different ball game altogether, different environments altogether. So, what are the challenges that you face and how do you address them?
See, when it comes to B2B, generally it is handled by myself in general, because I create a lot of rapport. This is my relationship throughout my journey in the industry as such. And I create good rapport with them time to time. I've given them results. So that is one aspect of where we are successful in B2B. When it comes to B2C, there is a pool of team which is into place. The first thing I give it to them is people are coming here for solutions. It's not that we can't be rhetoric about it. People know they have the knowledge. They can read out what they want from the website. So they are here to understand, find solutions for their queries what they have. So the first thing I always tell my team is try to understand what the requisite is, rather than telling them things what we want to tell them. Rather, try to understand what is his requisite is, and uh, try to solve their queries as such. So that itself would make him look out for you as an option rather than going out to anybody else. So if you have solved this problem, and he's coming to you for sure. So that is what has given us good results. That is what my team has been following.
Amazing. So, what's that last piece of advice that you would like to give our audience and our viewers who are watching?
I always say follow your passion, and always be honest about whatever you're doing. Always chase your dream. The three simple things in life that will make you happy throughout your life, for that matter. And be honest about what you are is the core of it, to be, because you don't have to think otherwise. Is all about, and it's always be passionate and hardworking towards your goal, whatever you want to be.
Thank you so much, Matthew. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time
you.
and sharing insights, as well as all the experience that you have under your sleeve. You have put it across in a beautiful way, and I'm sure you have inspired a lot of individuals who are watching. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
being a
Miss
part of the
Elvina, for
show.
your. I mean, thank you, Miss Elvina, for your time. I think I it is insightful for me. Also, I understood a lot of prospects in this. Thank you for your time. Your questions were also absolutely great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Until next time, this is Albina signing out from Code Speak by our pod by Ustride. Until next time, be stylish, keep shining, and let the creativity bloom. Thank you.